All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Morristown High School. We're here for tonight's basketball game, the boys' basketball game between the Morristown Yellow Jackets and the Eastern Hancock Royals. We have the JV varsity doubleheader here, so we've got the JV game here first, about to get underway here in about 2 minutes. I'm joined tonight by my lovely guest host, Miss Allison Spalding.
Hey, guys.
So this is her first time broadcasting, so we're excited to have her. She's going to do an awesome job.
I hope so.
All right, starting lineups. First for the Royals, again with Joey Sterrett's broken ankle. Starting lineup will be the same as it was last game. We have Ian White, a junior, number 11. Cameron Wise, a freshman, number 10. Dylan Bates, number 15, who's a sophomore. Brady Ellis, number 25, and sophomore, and Brady Stevens, number 35, a junior. We got some people standing in our way, so I can't tell who the Morristown starters are there. It looks like 35, 25, 31. Can't tell.
I don't know. They're on a huddle now.
Yeah, we'll see here in just a sec.
I think that they did pretty good last game without Joey. I think a lot of them stepped up, and hopefully do that again.
Yeah, they played a great game. Was Triton Central our last game? Yeah.
Yeah.
They played really well. So Brady Ellis and Maddie Livesey at tip, and Morristown gets the tip. A good man. JV comes out like normal in man defense.
It looks like they're doing some kind of weave action.
Yep, weaving around the top there. Three-pointer there by Drake Moore hits the top of the backboard, and it'll be Eastern basketball. Let's see what defense Morristown's going to play here. Looks like they're going to be in man as well. Brady Ellis gets it over to Cameron Wise. Last week we did a really nice job of getting it inside to Brady Stevens. Let's see if we can do that again. Brady kicks it out to Dylan Bates, and he hits it. That's exactly it. Dylan Bates for three.
I think always getting it into the post and getting a good kick out is always just a way to move the defense and get them on their feet a little bit.
Yeah, they can't get very comfortable if you're getting it and working inside out like that. Spin move there by Maddie Livesey. Hits the shot. Brady Stevens is a lot like Jenna Smith for our girls team. Good passer.
I have always thought that. They do the same things. It's crazy.
Not a great outside shooter, but good on defense, rebounds well.
But they both will take the shot outside.
Yes.
They'll sit there for 5 million years and think about it, but...
I don't know how many times I've yelled for Jenna to shoot when she catches it out there. She never wants to do it.
Yeah.
Be strong here, Brady. Oh. Good pass, just a little too hard. Cameron Wise will reset the offense here. You got it if you lob it in there to him. Nope.
I think
Bates' long three is way off.
I think maybe if he'd elevate a little bit more, that'd be more accurate.
Mm-hmm. He didn't get up, really. That was a deep three, too. Long two there, no good by Sawyer Jones, and Stevens gets the rebound. This is a pretty solid JV team from Morristown. I haven't seen their record, but I was talking to Coach Bechtel before the game, and he said they're a pretty good team. Nice pass there to Cameron Krim, and he hits the layup to put the Jackets up by a point.
And on this side, it looked like Brady Ellis was trying to pass to Brady Stevens, just a little too close in the post.
This is the first JV team we've seen in a couple games that has somebody size-wise that can match up with Brady Stevens.
Mm-hmm. Looks like they have a few people.
Yeah, both Jordan Battles and Sawyer Jones are both listed at 200 and 230 weight-wise, and they can kind of match up and and bang with Brady Stevens inside.
I think they called the foul on the wrong person. They called it on Peyton Robertson, who's not even in and not even here.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it was on, I was going to say it was on Morristown, but they gave it to us, so. Missed that. We hit the shot there, so we're back up by a point. Livesey with a nice up and under move. Brady Stevens gets that rebound.
I think with boys, I've noticed that they rely a lot more on their vertical than getting a good block out, because I think if they just block out, because it's just whose vertical is higher if they don't block out.
You're absolutely right. I've said that a million times, because with girls, and I noticed it a lot with you guys, you could just stand there and get your arms up. You don't see a lot of block shots in girls' games, but you can just get your arms up and then turn around and block them out. With guys, a lot of times they're trying to jump, and you wind up with a lot of those balls that get batted up like that. But, like, that's where somebody like Brady Stevens here is not he can't really jump very well, so he has to be able to use his body, and that's why he's a pretty good rebounder.
Yeah.
Brady Ellis, 3, got it. Nice shot, Brady.
I think Brady Ellis has really stepped up. I think he dropped 25 last Tuesday.
Yeah, he did. He had 25 and Ian White had 16.
Yeah, I think because Joey averaged I think 16 or so points a game, something like that.
He was, he was our leading scorer, but both those guys stepped up and said, you know what, we'll take care of it. And Cameron Wise drills a 3. And right like that, with 2:27 left in the first quarter, we got an 11-4 lead. And the great thing is Bates has hit one, Brady's hit one, Cameron's hit one. We're spreading it out. Yeah,
it looks like I think this team is more, if you can work with Brady Stevens in the inside, that's great. But there's a lot of good three-point shooters, and if you can get to them too, that'd be great too.
We're really balanced. That's what I like about this team is, like last game, Brady Ellis was our leading scorer, but this game you may see Cameron Wise be our guy, or Ian White be the guy. So that's what I love about this. I love watching this JV team play.
I think they're in running to be one of the best boys JV teams to come through Eastern Hancock, I think.
Yeah. And it's not that they just have one phenomenal player. Sometimes with JV, if you've got a great player, you can dominate, but they're doing it as a team.
One thing I never understand about boys basketball is they switch on screens. I think that's confusing because if a post screens for a guard, that leaves a tiny guard on a post. And they might have a system, but it just looks confusing to me.
Haven't played in it, it can be, but at the same time, boys typically can get off a shot a lot quicker, so if you don't switch that screen, they're going to get that 3 off every time on that ball screen.
I can see
that. And you have some girls that have that real quick release, but for the most part, their release is not as quick as the guys. As Cameron Krim hits that little short 10-footer there, make it 11-6 Eastern. That's the second time we've seen that where we've had a bad entry pass there. Bates, another long 3, drills it.
I think he just shot that right over 42. I don't think he even knew he was shooting.
No, he didn't. He got turned around.
I think that was a charge.
Yeah, I think it was too. And there you see Brady Stevens, nice block out.
Yeah.
No, that was a charge. I think Ian probably flopped a little bit, but it's okay. Nobody got back. That was terrible defense right there.
In those positions, I think almost I think 4 of them were down there. Get in a position where he can't get into the lane to score.
It's one of those, you gotta stop the ball first. As Brady Ellis takes it in and hits that layup. But you gotta get somebody to stop the ball, and nobody stopped the ball there. Nice take there by Drake Moore. So we're up 6 here. Let's see if we hold for the last shot. There's only 20 seconds left. Looks like that's exactly what Dylan Bates is going to do.
And then we turn it over.
And Ian gets it stripped. Stop the ball, Cameron. Cameron fouled him.
I think in that situation, it'd probably be smarter to foul. Because if they miss the shot, then the free throw, then you can go have an offensive possession.
Because even if they make the shot there, we don't have a chance really, because the clock's probably going to run out before we can, come down here and get a shot off. So even if he makes both of them, it's going to give us at least a shot with 4 seconds left to make one.
Yeah.
See, Drew White just comes in for
Cameron
Wise, and then Connor Bennett just came in for Brady Stevens. And then for the Yellow Jackets, Nick Owens just comes in. I can't see who he replaced, though. So Moore hits both of them, but like you said, we're going to get another shot. Ian White from the volleyball line was close.
It looks like the whole first quarter they relied on the same 5. They worked pretty well together, so I don't see why you'd want to change that.
Well, give them a break. Get them, Brady Stevens has been doing a lot of running there, so get your big guys a blow. So we have a 4-point lead here. It's not a bad start. Hit some shots. We just got to play better on defense. We gave up too many easy buckets for them. So, those last 2 possessions, they scored on those 2 free throws, and they scored a layup the possession before because we didn't get back. So,
and I think it's all been within 15 feet. It's not like anywhere around the 3-point line for the Jackets. I think we just need to keep it out of the paint for the most part.
Yeah, they haven't hit a 3 yet, so I think we could probably test them, maybe lay back a half step and dare them to shoot the 3.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what adjustments. Coach Bechtel's always excellent at making adjustments. You've noticed that this year of following all the games. So, Eastern basketball will start the second quarter. Jackets went to a zone there. Ooh, Drew White missed everything.
I can't tell. I haven't seen the JV play enough to tell if Brady Ellis could really work in the paint as a post, but it looked like down there he was trying to get a baseline feed, but it didn't really work.
He could. He's not strong enough yet.
Yeah. Because he played for Tri last year. I think that was his main position, but
he's lost some weight, and I think when he lost weight, he hasn't built that back up in strength yet. But only a sophomore, he'll hit in the weight room hard. He'll build that strength up.
But he's definitely a good 3-point shooter, so it's good that he can do that too.
I would love to see when he hits the weight room next year, or hits it this year and next year. I'd love to see what he can do next year.
Mm-hmm.
Nice take there by Cameron Krim, and Connor Bennett tried taking the charge, but
I think he just laid it up there so light that you could almost tell that Connor was trying to get the charge.
Mm-hmm. I like the effort, though.
Yeah. That's something that that's something that a lot of people don't think about when they're trying to guard a layup, is maybe take the charge instead of trying to block their shot.
And there's the first 3. That was Garrett Jones, who just came in, hits the first 3 of the game for the Yellow Jackets. That puts them up 17-16. We're getting it to the middle there in the high post, but we're turning it over every time we get it in there.
Are they in a zone?
Yeah, they switched to a 2-3 here. Oh, that was clean. I'm going to disagree with that.
A lot of times the refs make calls on things that I don't think they could see from where they were standing.
I think they anticipate that being a foul, I think they thought it was going to be a foul, so they called it. They blew the whistle, and then you don't want to look dumb and say, oh, no, I made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a good shot there by Sawyer Jones going over Brady Stevens and Connor Bennett.
Definitely worked hard to get that shot.
Mm-hmm. I thought he traveled, but they didn't call it, so we'll see. Good reversal by Brady to Brady.
Yeah.
And Brady Ellis ties it back up at 19 with his 3. I believe he has 8 points now.
It looks like a lot of the Jacket players, they're not really looking at the basket. They seem to just be doing the weave like at the beginning and kind of searching for someone to get open, not really focused on getting to the basket.
Yeah, they're weaving it, but they're not looking to turn the corner and get to the lane. They're looking, it's almost like they're weaving and looking for somebody to pass to on the opposite side.
Yeah.
You're right, I hadn't noticed that. Moore's 3 is good. Drake Moore only 5'6", 110. He's little, but he's pretty good ball handler here.
The 5'6" kids that play, like the boys, I'm 5'6", and when I look at them, I think they look so short. But I think it's just them compared to everybody, all the other boys.
Exactly. Brady Stevens, or Brady Ellis. I keep saying Brady Stevens. Only been doing that for 18 games now. Brady Ellis, good offensive rebound and take. Good D on Moore. You're right. The 5'6" kids in basketball and boys basketball look so small. Kind of like the 5-foot girls in girls basketball.
See, no one went for an offensive rebound. I think that's the most important offensive thing that people forget about. Because a second chance is always something you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Sawyer Jones hits another 3. Yeah, I always had to, and you kind of do this too, but I was never a great player offensively, so I had to make up for it with offensive rebounding and just playing hard inside and trying to get those tap outs and stuff like that, tapping it back outside. Just because I was not good enough to, get on the court anywhere else.
For me, driving to the basket is always just something I rely on because free throw shots are uncontested, and I missed some of them, but it's easy to get some points and just kind of turn the game around sometimes.
Yeah, and I think you shot 75% on the season, so get into the lane and hit 3/4 of them, and it's free points. Brady Stevens long 2 is long, but again, like you said, nobody going for an offensive rebound.
I think when you get to the point where they get the defensive rebound, it just speeds everything up, and you just finish an offensive play, so you're not really in the defensive mindset just yet. And then they go down and go for a layup, and then you foul them, and it just gives them time for free shots.
Well, I think you have to have one of two strategies. Either everybody, now not everybody can crash the glass. One guy has to at least go back there as Livesey hits the first free throw, but one guy has to get back. But either your mentality has to be everybody crashes or everybody sprints back so that we don't give up fast break points.
Yeah.
And those are really, it's got to be one or the other. And right there, we didn't do either one. Oh, Brady Stevens. He was right there and just didn't grab it.
I think sometimes when they're shooting free throws, they kind of forget that blocking out is probably the smarter idea than going for the rebound, because they had 4-2 there, and they still come up with an offensive rebound.
Well, Brady blocked out. He just tried to one-hand it, and that's why he's, like we talked about last week, that's why he's a lineman in football and not a wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's not known for his fantastic hands. Cameron Wise, 3 is perfect. Pulls us within 4, 28-24. Morristown with the lead. Kind of switched up their offense. They're not weaving as much. They're just doing ball screens up top.
Yeah.
Sawyer Jones, no good. Brady Ellis gets fouled on the wrist on the shot, or fouled on the elbow on the shot.
I always love the take a few dribbles and pull up, because either you're going to get a shot off or your defensive player is going to come behind you and try to stop you, and it's most likely going to end in a foul.
Yep. Smart play there by Brady Ellis to get that foul. Now hit the free throws, Brady. Gets the first. See Dylan Bates back in for us. He'll give Drew White a break, and Drake Moore back in for the Jackets to get Sawyer Jones a break. Sawyer Jones has hit a couple big threes there, so I'm not sad to see him go to the bench.
Yeah.
Ellis hits the second and pulls us back within 2, 26-28. Morristown with the lead.
I have noticed in the other games that if you come out really strong in the beginning, you have to not become complacent in the second quarter. Because just because you're up 6 in the first quarter, there's always time for something to turn left or just the roles to change.
Especially these two teams are pretty equally matched. You know, if you have a bad team and a good team, it's all different. But we've had a couple games where we've been behind big at halftime as JV and has just stormed back in the second half. So
yeah, that was Union County, right?
Yeah, Union County, we were down by 16 or 18 at halftime. Had a couple others. Shenandoah was the same way. I did not see that at all. Yeah, I didn't see the travel there.
I saw a drop step, but I think it was fine.
Again, maybe that was one of those anticipation calls. Maddie Livesey hits that 15-footer. Livesey. Under a minute to go here in the first half.
I definitely think Brady Stevens could power through and get it up there. I just think it's like he just got called for a travel, and I know sometimes you try not to do too much because of the call that was just made, but I think he's strong enough to just go through there and get a layup.
If he had not gotten called for the travel, I guarantee you he goes up with that.
I think it's all just a mind game, other like 20% mind and like 80%, because I know that sometimes the refs can get in your mind and you'll think, oh, they called a travel on me this time, they're going to call a travel on me this time, but I think you just have to keep working.
Mm-hmm. That happened with me a lot with fouls. You know, it's like, I got called for a foul this last time down the court doing this, I can't do that again, you know.
Yeah.
Brady Ellis fouls Matty Livesey as he's taking it in, and Livesey's going to shoot a pair now. Livesey's first free throw is good. 7.4 seconds here in the first half, so we should get another good look here. Should have plenty of time to get a decent shot off. Livesey's second free throw is good. We don't want to foul him. He's hit all of his free throws.
I think a lot of times we don't even realize who we're fouling.
Ian White gets the and one. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'll take it.
I think I saw a charge, but he might have moved his feet. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I thought it was a charge, but I'll take that.
I think as long as the offensive player doesn't push a shoulder in, I don't think they're going to call a charge.
Did they call a foul there?
Yeah.
Oh, they did call a foul.
So Brady's going to shoot.
So Brady Stevens is going to shoot
by himself. These are nerve-wracking.
Oh, I know.
I shot them at Tri a few weeks ago, and the student section was right in front of the basket.
Stevens misses the first. Were you at the Union County game?
No, but I was watching it on the queue.
Brady misses both of them. That's empty points right there. Where A.J. Meggie had to hit 3 of them to send us to overtime, or 2 of them, right?
Yes.
2 of them.
See, in those moments, you could either miss them and people probably be mad at you, but it's the whole game. It's not just those free throws that.
Yes.
I mean, it's that way that ends up. It's either you make them and you get to go to overtime, or you miss them and you don't. But it's the whole game. A lot of people think, oh, you missed these, you cost us a game, but it's everything before that.
Yeah, and that happens a lot. It's like, oh, yes, it did come down to that one chance, but we made all these mistakes along the way that changed that. So,
yeah.
So it would have been nice to have hit. There was 3 free throws right there that would have pulled us within a point, but we're down 4. Really a high-scoring JV game, 32-28 here at the half here in Morristown. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Okay, we're back from halftime. Scores 32-28. I think we're just going to go out with original starters.
If you don't hear from me for a while, as you know, I like nachos, so I'm going to be reviewing some nachos here. So far, visually, the Morristown nachos are the best appearing that we've had this season of anywhere we've been. So I'll rate them on taste. I'll let you know. Although Triton Central had a nice spread of nachos, so we'll see which one tastes better. But I would say, actually, Triton Central ones probably look a little better, but we'll see how the Morristown ones taste. I'll let you know.
So I think both the teams will probably come out with some adjustments. Both the teams did pretty well on both ends of the floor. I think that they will probably come out and probably the same offense. We'll see. Looks like Yellow Jackets ball first. Looks like we're still in man. Number 31, Maddie Livesey goes in for a layup, and Brady Ellis stops it. Ian White, pull-up jumper, no good. Looks like they're trying a dribble tactic to dribble in and kick out. Number 31, Maddie Lively in the paint. That looked like a foul to me. Ian White tries to get it down to Dylan Bates, but the pass isn't connected. Number 25, no good.
Yeah, Sawyer Jones missed that three there, but he's been hot in the first half, so let's hope he doesn't heat back up. Interesting, Morristown went back to man-to-man defense. They had a lot of success with zone in the second quarter. I thought they would have stuck with it.
It looks like we're going to that weave.
Mm-hmm. Brady Ellis fought really hard there for that rebound, but then was falling down, trying to avoid a travel, and ends up throwing it away.
Yeah. Timeout for Eastern Hancock, looks like.
Coach Bechtel wants to talk to him for just a minute here.
30, timeout. These past few possessions for the Royals offensively have just kind of been empty. They've been trying to make passes that aren't there and shots that could be passed up for a better shot. I think that's what Coach Bechtel might be talking about to them right now.
One thing that's always really impressed me about Coach Bechtel, and your dad's the same way, but you just don't normally see it with the JV coach. He's very good at knowing when to call a timeout.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't seem like a big thing, but like that right there seems like an odd time to call a timeout, but I guarantee you we're going to come out and score on our next possession here.
Yeah, go a few minutes, get them used to something, and then come out with something else. I mean, it still looks like we're in man, but we might be trying something different. That number 31, he's very good at faking the shot and making it so believable and going in for a layup.
But I've yet to see him put one up from three-point range.
Yeah.
Everything he shot has been 15 feet in.
Yeah.
You see, we changed up our offense and went to a motion instead of that weave.
See, right there, I feel like he could have drived right if Brady had stayed at the top, and he could have kicked it to Brady from the bottom of the block. But I mean, it's hard to know in the moment.
That was a great,
just
a great cut by Cameron Grimm. And that's a junior there, just knowing, because he's played so much basketball, how to make that cut. Dylan Bates, that's 2 times in a row he's taken a really tough shot, and I think Bechtel will probably pull him out here and talk to him, because those have both been unnecessary shots by Dylan.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was 3 guys there defending him. And
yeah. And it's one thing if you go up through the guy's chin and try to get a foul, but he kind of fades away and whatnot. So I just saw Bechtel grab Drew White and Connor Bennett and send him over to the scores table. So he may be talking to Dylan here. Brady Stevens is going to get called for the foul, and Brady doesn't know what to do.
Who was that?
That was Jordan Battles for the
It looked
Morristown.
like he just put it up, and Brady just got him on the arm. I think sometimes it's really hard to keep your arms up, and because it's just natural instinct to just come down on the ball.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, people are just like, keep your hands up, and it's just something that you have to, like, it just is naturally going to happen.
You almost have to practice it. And again, you want to get that block,
Yeah.
But you got to realize most of the time you're not going to get the block. Just distract them and then flip around and block them out.
Yeah.
Battle's second shot is good. And Morristown's lead's up to 9.
Three by Brady Ellis is good.
We needed that. We haven't been scoring very much here, so we really needed that 3.
Yeah. I think if we get Brady, Cameron, and Drew, and Ian going, I think that could really benefit us. They were all going pretty good in the first half.
Yeah.
I don't know if they could transfer that over to the second half, but we probably need that.
Drew hasn't really done much this game. He's been real quiet, so I think he's missed his only shot he took. So I'd like to see Drew make a play. Connor Bennett with the offensive rebound and putback. Nice play by Connor.
That is something that is just something so simple that just probably just turned the game around, if you ask me. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
No, I mean, that could very easily be a turning point.
And I think he was the only one that went for the offensive
He was the only one that
rebound.
crashed the boards.
Let's see if they bring that over to this possession.
But, if we get a couple of those offensive rebounds like that, it's going to make them think twice. Oh, they called the foul on, I couldn't tell who they called on. We called that on Battles. What I was saying is if we keep getting offensive rebounds, they're going to have to think twice about pushing the ball up the court quite as fast. And that right there is, one of those little things that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Morristown's dropped back into a 2-3 zone again. Good extra pass there.
Yeah.
Brady Stevens to Connor Bennett, and that was beautiful.
I think the block in a zone is the most dangerous spot because most of the time you're behind someone that doesn't even know you're there.
And Morristown's going to take a timeout because we pulled within 2 here. And that's where in the first half we were struggling so bad because we had Bennett and Ellis trying to run the high post and the low post. And, Connor just not as strong as Brady in traffic with the ball. And that's what, right there, that little change putting Brady at the high post gets us an easy layup.
I definitely prefer running one post rather than 2 when we play because the coaches preach drive the basket, drive the basket, drive the basket, and it's really hard to drive when most of the time you're either driving out your player or they're trying to make a cut to the block, and it's too much down in the paint for you to get there.
In my opinion, you really, at least in high school, if you're in the college or pros and you practice all day, it's different. But you really don't have to practice it as you have to be a one-post team or a two-post team.
Yeah.
And it's hard to switch back and forth because, like you said, if you're on the wing and you go to drive and you got somebody there that you're driving at, there's a defender guarding them. So I know that we were always a two-post team, but you learn to drive and you learn to move as the post guy.
Yeah, because sometimes at one possession you're a two-post, and sometimes you're one, and then it's hard to adjust and go back and forth, and it just gets tiring trying to figure out where they're going to be and where they're not going to be. And
it's difficult for the post player, too, to try to get out of the way, because a lot of times you want to try to set that, I don't want to say a moving screen, but you want to kind of get your body in front of somebody to.
Yeah, and when someone drives and tries to pass to the post, normally they're way too close, and the pass just ends up being knocked away because you're trying to make a pass 2 feet from your other player.
Yep, Ian traveled, yep. Yeah, he traveled. Thank you. 51 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 2-point game.
He was wide open.
Yeah, he got off a double screen there. They had a nice staggered double screen and got him wide open, but Garrett Jones just misses that short jumper.
I think Connor Bennett is doing a really good job both ends of the floor rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was just fought with one of his own players, but I think he's open right here. I mean, I don't think they're wanting that shot.
Yeah, we're waiting on the last shot, so I think we're waiting on. 10 seconds. Ian to his brother. Brady dropped it.
I always wonder what they're waiting for. What kind of shot they're waiting to take. Because most of the time when you're waiting, I feel like 5 out of 10, 50% of the time you're going to turn it over because I feel like you're anticipating too much, thinking too much about what you're going to do instead of just like playing. I don't think he's missed a free throw.
No, he's at least 5 for 5. He may be 7 for 7. That's killer with 0.9 seconds on the clock. I mean, that's just
and when you know he has made all of his free throws,
mm-hmm.
I'd rather him just make the layup and, I mean, there's nothing but chuck the ball up that you can do.
Ooh, that was close, though.
Yeah, I think Ian's the one that shot at the end of the quarter.
He was, yeah. Too. So I hate that because it looked like we had a chance to tie it up. At worst, go into the fourth quarter down 2 and, turn it over, and then we go into the fourth down 4, which is still better than what it looked like there in the middle part of the quarter, but we'll see. Let's see what we can do here.
Yeah.
We got to hit shots. Somebody besides Brady Ellis has got to step up and hit a shot here.
Yeah, I know Cameron Wise is just coming back from being sick. I don't know if that's why I haven't seen him very much, but I think sickness is going around a lot right now, so I don't know if some of them are sick or.
Yeah, Cameron's had the flu, and I know he's healthy. I mean, he's cleared now, obviously, to play and be back to school, but just having him in class, I've noticed he's been a little down.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like he just doesn't. You can tell he's not back to 100% yet.
Yeah. The flu definitely got a lot of people this year. I had it. My mom had it. My dad had it. Our JV coach for girls had it. Haley Best had it for sectionals. It just kind of snuck up on us real quick.
Yeah, that Haley Best having it during sectional week was rough.
Yeah, she was out all week of practice and coming back the day before the game, still not even be able to practice to her full ability. It really hurt us. And
Ian White misses the shot, but does draw the foul. Foul's on Garrett Jones, his second. Ian misses. We have shot just an atrocious percentage from free throw line right now.
I think free throws are so underrated.
Well, I think they've only missed 2 or 3 the whole game, and I think we've only made 2 or 3 the whole game. So,
if you go back after a win or loss, you can definitely tell how much free throws affected the whole play of the game, because it stops the game, gives you a little bit of a breather, and you get free points. So,
yeah, you're absolutely right. As Drake Moore just drains that 3 off the screen.
I think he's 3 for 3. I don't know. He's shot. I know he's made 3. I don't know how many shots.
Yeah, I think you're right. If he's missed, he's only missed 1.
I don't know what just happened in the corner, but Ian White ends up on the ground.
And then he airballs that 3.
I think we're starting to look worried.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I mean, we have 6 minutes. It's only a 6-point game right now.
Yeah, definitely at the beginning of the game, I feel like we were very stable, but now it looks like we're starting to get a little bit worried about what's happening. Drew White comes up with the defensive rebound. I'm not really sure what's happening over here with Connor. It looks like he's trying to screen, but no one went for it.
Ellis, great job by Brady Ellis. Not a great take by him, but good job fighting for the rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Bates kicks to Drew White in the 3, and he hits it.
I feel like that's his sweet spot.
That corner 3 is his spot.
And the way he shoots it, it just looks so effortless.
Yeah, when Drew's on, he's big.
And he's a freshman, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only a freshman. He and Cam Wise are both freshmen.
They both are really good role players for this team, I think. They both play a big role. Looks like Morristown's going for more of a, I don't know what just happened.
Bates drove and got stripped, but manages to hang on to it.
Yeah. I think they're driving the wrong way. I feel like there's a patch of just openness and there's a patch of people, and I feel like we're wanting to drive at the people, but I don't know if they just can't see the openness. I don't know.
Well, and it's easier to sit up here and see those openings than you can from the court. It's always easier to see it from up here. So 4:40 to go, only 3-point game. Morristown's led this entire second half. Maddie Livesey gets a screen. Doesn't do anything with it.
I definitely think this weave is, when a team like us, I think we're getting, like I said, worried. When you run a weave, you start to get more touchy on defense, and the weave is just putting it all together. I think it just gets us to the point where we're either losing them on the dribble or fouling from behind.
Yeah, I always hated trying to defend against the weave. To kind of combat it, we would go zone. I mean, that's the best, best way you can do it, but I don't like playing zone. As Brady Ellis ties it up right there. Big 3. That's at least his 5th 3 of the game.
Yeah. I think he definitely is stepping up for Joey being missing, that big guy in the middle, but
as Battles hits that layup there.
I'm not really sure what. I think they're trying to get a screen from Connor, but it just seems kind of crowded over there.
Yes, Connor was trying to get a back screen and get Ian in the corner for a shot. Ian White, corner 3, no good. Oh, I thought that was clean.
I saw all ball.
I think he anticipated that.
Yeah.
He was.
Sometimes I wonder how much the refs regret calls after they make them, because they have to keep a straight face and they have to.
They have to sell it, and
do their job,
they can't be like, whoops, I messed up.
Yeah, I was talking to Dixon, I can't remember his first name, the police officer at school, and he's a ref, and he tells us about some of the things that he wished he wouldn't have called as a ref, and sometimes it's just hard. I think it's the same as being a player. You're just on the court, and you can't really, you focus on certain things, and you miss other things, and I mean, I think we tend to blame them a lot, but I think you just mess up sometimes.
And these refs have really done a great job tonight. I mean, they're letting them play. I like when we let kids play.
Yeah.
When we let players dictate the game instead of the refs getting people in foul trouble and dictating the game. I like that. And they've done a really good job.
And they're definitely calling stuff because we've been in the free throw line a few times, but it's not anything where it's unreasonable.
Yeah. Ellis drives.
I think in that situation he could have driven all the way and put it up, because there I think he was off balance a little bit. And then he tries to overcompensate and gets a foul called on him.
Brady looks tired right now.
I don't think he's been out for
at least the second half. He has not sat. And that's where the depth of having, another player hurts us. But
Brady and Drew just
collided.
Yeah. And something you don't see a lot in boys basketball is numbers. Where
nice shot.
That was really good. Is where in girls basketball you see a lot where 3 of the players are on the other side of the court and you can use numbers, but
it's such a speed difference in the boys game that, a slow player, we look at Brady Stevens as a slower player, but he's not that slow.
Yeah.
It's just even the slow guys are fast.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference. Is if you have numbers, it's just for a split second. It's not for very long.
And it's hard to realize you have numbers, and when you do, you don't have them anymore.
Yeah. So Brady Ellis with at least 6 threes tonight has just been on fire.
Yeah. I know 25 was his career high. I wonder if he's trying to break that.
He's not a selfish guy. He's not one of those people that's going to be like, oh, I got to try to score. He's not. I love Brady. He's not like that.
Yeah.
So he probably doesn't even know how many shots he's hit.
It looks like we're going to full court man press.
Yeah, pressure him a little bit and see if they can get a cheap turnover here or something.
Yeah. I mean, we're only down by 1.
Yeah.
I think just if we keep playing harder. See?
Right there.
Yeah.
Drew White with the fast break puts us up for the first lead of the second half. And we're up by a point. Just like you said right there, Drew White gets the steal and pressure forced the turnover.
It's the little things in these close games that matter the most.
Yes, it is. Jump ball. Yep.
A lot of
Morristown
things.
Ball.
Jump ball is a big thing that a lot of refs don't call when it's they call foul on a rebound or something. I think it's just jump ball most of the time.
It usually is. So 1:35 to go here. We're ahead by a point. Big possession. We got a double screen here.
I didn't realize Cameron Wise came in. I don't know who came in for. Drew.
No, Drew's still out there.
Oh.
Did he get Bates or was Brady? No, it was Brady Stevens. Was Brady Stevens out there?
No, he hasn't been in since, I don't remember. He hasn't been in for a while.
It had to have been Bates then.
Yeah, probably. I think they're trying to tire them out with this weave because we run this and very tiresome to guard.
You're right. It really is. It just wears you out to guard the weave.
Because you can't let back because they'll shoot a 3 and you have to be on them or else they're just going to hold the ball. So there's really nothing you can do other than just keep working hard.
That's why you see so many college teams go to it because, especially like Division I college, a lot of those guys don't really want to play defense.
Yeah.
So you go to the weave and it makes it even amplified even more.
Yeah.
So 1:06 to go. Eastern leading by a point, 47-46.
I wonder if we will keep a close score or if we're going to pull away or if they're going to pull away, but I bet it'll happen in the next minute. I guess there's 1 minute left.
Minute and 6?
Yeah.
By the way, I am happy to report back the nachos here. Well, not as many toppings as Triton Central. The flavor is better. So, in case anybody was wondering.
I don't like nachos.
It's okay. I'll give you a pass on this one.
Yeah, it's fine.
They do have a good food selection here. Pulled pork. They have chicken sandwiches from the Copper Kettle. All kinds.
Lots of cookies, too.
Yeah, it's cookie night here. Under a minute to play.
I wonder if Coach Bechtel wants them to pressure or if he's wanting them to let them shoot and get a defensive board, because right now it just looks like they're going back to what was just happening.
Yeah, I know.
And 31, oh, that's a great post feed.
Yeah, that was a great play by Maddie Livesey to dish it down to Jordan Battles. But then nobody plays defense. Oh, Dylan Bates missed the layup. Nobody played defense, and Dylan Bates just missed.
I can't tell if – I think Dylan was underneath the basket and trying to go
He's
around.
left-handed, and he had to go up with his right hand there.
Credit to him for realizing the gap there and taking it all the way. Just didn't work out for us that way. It looks like we fouled.
Yeah, Connor Bennett fouled there. There's only 19 seconds left. And the next foul will put them in the bonus. So let's not foul Maddie Livesey or Livesey.
I have been playing basketball since kindergarten, and my dad's coach since I was born, and I did not know what double bonus meant till like last year, or bonus at all. I just always was confused on why we didn't shoot free throws.
On all of them?
Yeah.
We'll blame coaching on that.
Yeah.
So all through middle school, you were confused, like, why are we only shooting one?
Yeah. I understood shooting fouls, but I didn't understand why sometimes you'd shoot for non-shooting fouls. And then last year, I finally decided to ask somebody, and they were like, it's called bonus. I was like, good. I was always confused on what the B meant on the scoreboard.
You gotta learn sometime. Okay, so that foul will put Cameron Krim to the line to shoot 1-and-1 here.
Happy that they didn't foul number 31.
Yeah, that's me too.
If I was Morristown, I would have gotten the ball to him and used that, because I don't think, I mean, we still probably would have fouled, but.
But still, it would have. But even if he hits both these, still only a 3-point game.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's been in the line, so I guess we'll see.
No, I haven't seen him shoot yet, so. Cameron Krim, 1-and-1. First shot is up, and good. So Morristown leads by 2. Second shot. This is big right here. And he got it. So we got to have a 3 here.
I wonder if we have any time. I don't think we have any timeouts left. Oh, what's happening? These are the most anxious moments for me, not being on the court. I mean, I would not want to be on the court at this point in time.
Yeah, you would. You would want to be. You always want to be that one to. You want to have that killer mentality. You know, I want to be the one to make the play.
I definitely wish I was on the court when we played Shenandoah for the sectional, because just not being out there and not being able to like contribute and kind of change the game, it was really hard.
Yeah, at the end of the game like that, and I know I've been there, you just feel almost like everybody wants to be that guy. It's like, I'll do it, I'll do this, I'll make the play, and it's hard.
I mean, like we were saying before, everyone it's if you miss a shot, you feel horrible, but I mean, it's not all about that one shot. It's just kind of the last thing they see and remember.
Yeah. Which is what we're probably going to get here. 7.3 seconds to go. We'll see, see what kind of play we can get here on the out of bounds.
I wonder if they're going to go for a 3 or...
We got to go for 3. We're down 3, so.
Yeah.
Ian White's inbound. Gets it to Cameron Wise across half court.
I wonder if that's what we wanted.
No, they fouled on purpose because they only have 2 fouls.
Oh.
So we have to try to get it in down here so that if they foul us, we can shoot the 3 and try to get free throws.
Oh, this is so... Oh, I hate this. Oh!
Cameron Wise's three-quarter court shot, no good.
Definitely a hard game, and they fought hard.
That's tough, Hold on. See, we were in a tough situation there because they only had 3 team fouls. So if they fouled us, we would have been shooting 1-1.
Yeah.
And only had, wouldn't have been able to do anything. So tough situation, but, just came out just a little bit short. So Morristown ends up winning that JV game 50-47. It's a heartbreaker.
I wonder how well it would have worked if they set Brady Ellis or Drew White up on the three-point line and shot. I mean, more than likely they're going to get fouled, and that would give them 3 free throws, but putting them on the spot like that'd be pretty, like how AJ shot.
It's pretty nerve-wracking, And they were trying to get Drew down here in the corner, but just couldn't get it, so.
Yeah, that's just one of those things where it works or it doesn't.
Yep. But anyway, good game by both teams. That was really an entertaining JV game. So
yeah.
Right now it's senior night for the Yellow Jackets here, so we're going to take a break, and we'll be back for the start of the varsity game, which will probably be in
like 30 minutes.
30 minutes probably. So stay with us or log back in half an hour, either one. All right, welcome to Morristown, Indiana. We're at the Hive here, Morristown High School, as they call their gym. We're here for what's going to be a fantastic matchup tonight. I'm really excited for this game. The visiting team, our own 14-4 Eastern Hancock Royals, and the home team tonight is the 19-1 Morristown Yellow Jackets, celebrating senior night. We already saw some of the senior night activities, but this is two really good teams, and this is going to be a great game tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, Morristown has a couple of really good players, but I think hopefully we can combat that with our team basketball.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to have, I don't know if we're going to do anthem first. Maybe. Hold on, we've got a special presentation.
It looks like an award.
Real quick, last week we did our contributors to our basketball program, and unfortunately we had a third person who couldn't be here that night. And I wanted to make sure that we recognized her. She's been a valued faculty member, valued employee for many, many years. I've had the great fortune to coach her son. This award to Diane Stout in recognition of your loyal support to Morristown boys basketball. Thank you for your continued dedication to the game.
So an award is what that turned out to be. So we have an award here, and then I'm not sure if we're going to do anthem and then lineups or vice versa. It looks like we're standing for an anthem, so we'll be right back.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the singing of our national anthem performed by the senior show choir members, Shane Richford, Patience Wood, Kane Corbin, and Davis Odom, directed by Miss Cindy Leahy.
So the starting lineup here for Eastern Hancock, looking like it's looked like most of the season. We got 5 seniors in our starting lineup. Guards, number 1, Tyler Castle. Number 21, Addison True. Number 15, A.J. Meggie. Number 5, Duncan Sherry. And number 50, Jacob Eichen.
They were starting to mix up the lineup earlier in the season, but it looks like it's pretty set in stone right now.
And it was like we kind of, I think, moved guys around in and out of the starting lineup, and it motivated some guys. We got some better action out of them.
Yeah, to work a lot harder, get that starting position.
Okay, so the starting lineup here for the Yellow Jackets. At one guard, number 11, a junior, or number 22, a junior, Logan Laster. At another guard, senior, number 23, Eli Strebel. Number 12, a senior. They can put the things there. Number 25, Hayden Langcable. Sophomore, Trayvon Carlton, number 32. And a junior, Logan Theobald, number 33.
Just looking at the roster, I can tell they have like 2 guys that are below 6 foot, but other than that, they are all 6 foot or so, and we kind of range from like 5'6" up.
Well, they got good size, and they get the tip there as Trayvon Carlton knocks it away from Duncan Cherry. So Eastern starts out, as we have all season, in our 2-3 defense here. We got to watch out for Lane Cable and Streval. Streval's been scoring 20 points a game, like 19 and a half, as I saw. And Lane Cable is actually signed with Marion University. He's averaging 26 a game.
Yeah.
So really some good scoring for this team.
Jacob Eishen with a pretty good defensive rebound.
Yeah. It was nice defense on the first one. Tipped away by Streval, and we will keep the ball there.
Those no-look passes could either end really great or really bad, and that time it just didn't connect.
That's exactly right. There's never it was an okay pass. It's always great or bad when it comes to those no-lookers. Tyler Castle off the screen, no
offensive blockout at all.
No. Well, Eishen was out there setting that screen as Lane Cable puts it up. No good. Rebound, Addison True.
I mean, it looks like there's not a lot of offensive rebound on their end either, so.
No. True with Logan Laster on him. True takes it up. Addison True puts it up and in.
He's really good at going to the middle of the paint, I feel like.
Yeah, he can drive equally well with his right or left hand. And even you'd think that'd be normal, but he can go equally hard, which is not normal for a high school kid. Streval hits the three.
See, right there, I feel like Duncan could have pushed it with his left hand. He went for a three, but there's a whole wide lane open.
Laster puts it up, no good. Rebound, Eishen. Addison True, step back shot, gets it, and he's got 4 early points. I saw somewhere where he is 61 points away from the school scoring record. He's really been on a scoring binge here the month of January. That's really helped push him closer to that.
He hit 1,000 points as a junior, which is like a great accomplishment if you hit it at all.
Strevel's shot's no good, and True gets the rebound. Yeah, and he's come in and started from day one here. Castle thought about the step back three and decided better.
It looks like we're really crowded in the right side of the court.
That's what I was just thinking. Cherry takes it up, no good. Rebound by Laster.
I feel like if you're going to go for a oh my gosh. No one wanted to defend that.
Nope. Five to 4, Morristown leads by a point. Cherry's going to get a 5-second call if he's not careful.
Oh.
True was thinking Eishen was going one way, Eishen went the other, and
I couldn't tell if that was more of a Eishen faked and didn't finish, or True just couldn't connect to Eishen in the paint.
Not on the same page. Streval hits an alley-oop there from
I went scouting with my dad
Martin
a few weeks back, and Blue River runs that all the time, just that lob and alley-oop kind of situation.
Yeah, and Trayvon Carlton threw a really nice pass there.
Yeah.
Maggie drives, kicks to Castle. Castle corner three. No good.
I definitely feel like if we get Tyler Castle, or I mean any of our guards going on the three-point line, then that could really help us a lot.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, this Morristown team's not 19-1 by accident. We're going to have to shoot well from the outside to win.
Yeah, this has got to be one of those games where the shots just have to fall.
Nobody got a hand up, and Logan Laster just drills that three. And they push their lead up to 6.
I mean, our guys already look gassed.
if Meggie had caught that clean, he could have shot that.
There we go.
Castle with the interception this way. Hits Cherry.
Oh, I feel like I should have hesitated.
He did, and Carlton blocked the shot. And Lane Cable going the other way, hits the shot, and it's 8-point lead for the Yellow Jackets like that.
I knew he was going to call timeout. I mean, 12-4 and with 3 minutes left. I don't know if they went in not expecting that. I feel like they should have expected.
You know, when we're on offense, we're just not looking sharp right now. It's when Duncan caught that ball up here at the top of the key, it was almost like he didn't want to shoot it. He looked all around, made sure there was nobody around him. Okay, then I'll shoot. You just got to catch and let that fly.
Yeah. From the past games, I feel like it's back and forth between them starting off strong and kind of not starting off as strong. But right now it doesn't seem like they're very high percentage from the three-point line. So
we saw Tyler Blattner just checked in for us. He's replacing Duncan Cherry. True takes Laster off the dribble, puts it up, no good. Rebound, Logan Theobald. Theobald takes it up, puts it up, no good. Blattner with the rebound.
Oh.
True got his shot blocked by Laster.
I feel like we're not being patient on offense.
We're not.
Finding one decent shot and not even setting anything up. The person that brings the ball down the court is just like going straight. I mean, that's good sometimes, but.
Lane Cable from the wing, no good.
And he gets his own rebound.
Gets his own rebound.
Okay.
Now, Castle was trying, I think, to block out Strevel, so it wasn't like he was just doing nothing.
Oh, they both went for the.
Ball got stuck there in the rim. I heard, for the first time ever, I heard of watching a college game, they called that a wedgie.
Wedgie? Yeah.
I'd never heard that before.
Looks like Peyton Gray and Skylar Schroep came in for Tyler Castle and Jacob Isham.
Yep. You got a little bit of ball handling with Schroep. Oh. Peyton Gray just didn't stick his hand out there.
Those are the worst when it's just so off by so far.
I mean, that went right by Peyton. Peyton thought it was going behind him, so he didn't want to deflect it. And
yeah.
Because even I saw him look at AJ afterwards, like, what was that to me? You know.
I don't know how well. I feel like this zone for the Royals works pretty well a lot of the times, but right now, I don't know if being in man would tire them out more, because it looks like they have a lot of players that can shoot from really anywhere on the court.
Schroep, reverse layup, knocked it in. Or as the announcer here said, Shroop. Yeah, I'm wondering that too, and I'm sure that Coach Spalding's going to go with man at some point here, but it's just so hard as Peyton Gray just fouls Lane Cable right there.
Peyton is so tall that if he would just stand straight up, I feel like, but I think that Lane Cable, is that him? Yeah. He's so good that he's going to
draw those fouls.
Yeah, somehow get a foul or make the basket.
Well, and, you know, Peyton there, I think, and again, you're going up against a kid who's getting ready to play college basketball in Lane Cable, but, yeah, you're right. If he could just move his feet a little bit more, and Lane Cable misses both of them, but.
Yeah.
You know, and not come down on him. Just keep those hands up, make him make a tough shot over you. Peyton's really good when he keeps his feet on the floor.
Yeah.
Even if he swats at it, when he keeps his feet on the floor, he's really good. Strevel hits another shot. It's 14-6 in favor of the Jackets. Only one foul this quarter. Yeah, I don't know. If we go man, I don't know how that is going to affect us. I'm sure we're going to see it, but I don't know if we have the guys to play man against this guard-heavy team.
Because I feel like they have at least 3 players that can effectively work anywhere on the court.
Yes.
And that sometimes a man would benefit and sometimes zone would.
Well, and their big guys are athletic big guys. Their big guys are not slow. I mean, I guess their biggest guy that starts is 6'2", Carlton. He's not real big, but he's very long and lanky, and he can jump really well, so he can run the floor, and that would probably hurt us in man.
I don't know why I said that they had a height advantage, because their tallest guy is 6'4", and ours is 6'7", so.
Well, but really after that you've got Peyton and Aishin, and then it goes down, because, Brady and Joey are 6'3", 6'4", but you're not going to see them as much. So most of our guys are right around 5'10".
Yeah.
Theirs are all right around 6 foot. Let's see, so we're down 8.
It just doesn't seem like they're executing anything on offense.
No, we're not. Yeah, offensively, we look nervous. Alley-oop to Lane Cable's no good, but we can't get the rebound. And again, we can't get it, and Lane Cable puts it up.
That's 2 offensive rebounds that ended in just who worked the hardest.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Daniel Brenneman, their 6'4" kid, is in the game right now, and he looks athletic for 6'4". Peyton Gray misses a shot. They get the rebound.
And now they have numbers.
And Gray just picked up his second foul, and he's going to have to come out.
I think Morristown's obviously going to go fast because that looks like that's their pace, just going fast and getting good layups. But we just need to slow down and think about, Peyton Gray shot that shot on the about 15 feet from the corner. That was a good shot, but I feel like if you keep the ball moving, you can get them on their feet a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the shot. It's not a bad shot. Peyton's a good shooter from out there, but you're right. Probably not what we needed right there. We need to get good shots. We need to get layups or open threes is what we want.
Yeah.
We want to thank Mrs. Gilbert, who is at home watching tonight. She couldn't make it to the game, so we want to thank her for checking in with the Cube and watching us here.
And my mom. She wanted me to shout her out, so shout out to my mom.
So happy, hopefully everything's working for you guys, and we're happy we can do it, and you guys can watch from home. As Kyle Krim just comes into the game, and the first thing he does is drain a 3.
Timeout by Morristown.
Why'd Morristown take a timeout there?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
Spalding does not look happy.
No, Coach Spalding does not look happy. He has his angry eyes on.
I've seen that a few times. Oh, yeah. Right up in my face. I definitely don't think we're even giving our shots a chance to fall. I don't think we're taking the shots that are going to fall.
No. And that's why the Yellow Jackets lead by, and then we turn it over. Yellow Jackets lead by 15. Lane Cable goes up, puts it up and in.
I think Skylar did everything he could in that position, him and 2 other people. He didn't foul, but it looked like it could have been a foul. and he still scored. So
there we get the first foul on the Yellow Jackets of the game. It's on 33, Logan Theobald. And that'll put Addison True at the line. Misses the first. Duncan Cherry comes in for Schroep, and then Carlton and Laster come back in for the Yellow Jackets. True knocks down the second.
I feel like our team probably came into this not thinking, I mean, I know they know that they had a 19-1 record, but I think they came out confident, but I just don't think they're doing the things that you need to do to beat this kind of team.
Here's what I'm seeing from Morristown. They're just they're solid all around, but they play really hard.
Yeah.
Defensively, they're playing really hard. They're making us uncomfortable. And offensively, they're crashing the boards. They're getting second chance opportunities.
I'm just seeing a lot of hesitating on our end.
Peyton Gray puts it up and knocks it down. Peyton's still into the game even with his 2 fouls.
He looks, I think he's trying to work pretty hard. He looks pretty tired, but he's still doing a great job.
Nobody gets Strevel in the corner.
And
but
no
one blocks out. And Laster gets the rebound because no one blocks him out.
That's another thing. Like, they're just all trying to out-jump each other.
You said it in the first game. They're trying to out-jump each other rather than putting a body on somebody. Number 3 here, Kyle Krim's only a freshman.
Really? I feel like freshmen on varsity, they're either a great offensive player or a great defensive player, or even both. Like, it's really hard to be a freshman on boys varsity teams.
Yes, it is. Especially on a good team.
Yeah.
If this was a 1-19 team, maybe, but on a 19-1 team, that's a rarity.
I still don't think we're giving the ball any chance.
Lane Cable over Cherry, no good. Lane Cable's not shooting real well tonight. Krim gets the offensive rebound, but can't get it either. True takes it in and gets a shot blocked by Carlton. Strevel's running, and Strevel hits the layup. And Addison True gets called for the charge.
I think right now,
you could see that one coming from
Yeah.
Addison. The last 2 times down the court, he's just, and I
Taking
get it,
it.
he's trying to make something happen, but he's just putting his head down and going, and you could see that foul coming.
I think sometimes when you try to make something happen, it just, you take it in your hands, and sometimes it just doesn't work out.
And there's been a lot of times this year where Addison has taken the game into his hands and made big plays.
Yeah.
But usually that starts with him hitting a big 3.
Yeah.
And then, they have to close out harder on him, and then he gets those passing lanes open.
See, with this zone, I mean, they're not really hitting their
Right there,
shots
Carlton
right now.
just shoved A.J. Meggie in the back, and they got that. You're right. Sorry, go ahead.
The zone, I mean, they haven't been hitting the shots, but on this corner, I think there can, this guy's not getting out to guard him. And I think maybe a man would benefit more, but I think their zone has worked this whole season. I don't know if they're just not executing it the way they normally do.
Well, it's the second chance opportunities that are killing us right now. Maggie's 3's no good, and it's out of bounds. It'll be Morristown basketball.
See, you saw all of those 4 or 5 guys jump at the same time, and it's just trying to get the ball and not doing the things you need to get it.
Well, and I will tell them this. It's kind of hard because A.J. took that shot so quickly.
Yeah.
That, maybe they didn't have a chance to get in position, so they were just going for it. So I'll give him the benefit on that one, but you're right. Throw pitch Cherry in the corner, hit it, Duncan. No good. Schroep gets back. Lane Cable. Good defense by Schroep on Lane Cable there.
You can definitely tell why they're a 19-1 team.
They are. They look like a bunch of guys that have just played together a lot.
And they all seem in tune with each other. Oh, AJ looks like he might have hurt his knee. Just kidding.
I think he got kicked as he came down.
I mean, I wish we were playing our best so we could really tell how they would do under a lot of pressure, but right now I don't feel like we're giving them that much of a challenge.
No. I mean, the Yellow Jackets are up by 20 here, and there's still 2.5 to play. As True nails that three.
Hopefully that'll turn things around.
Yep, that's I said. That's been the shot that's been getting him going.
See, Jacob Eischen jumped up as soon as he came, and if he would have just sat there with the body, that would have been a charge, but an unnecessary jump that just ended in a foul.
Stepping up to the plate, number 33,
Logan
Logan Theobald.
Theobald hits the first. That last dead ball, Chance Collingwood came in for the Yellow Jackets, and there was a lot of cheering here from the Yellow Jacket fans, so I'm guessing he doesn't get to play a whole lot.
I think he's a senior, so.
Yeah, fan favorite, kind of.
Yeah.
Misses it, and nobody gets that long rebound, and Chance Collingwood grabs it. Streval to corner three, hits it.
One thing that Morristown is doing that we're not is giving up good shots for great ones.
Yep.
And getting like a shot fake and making something happen.
That was a good take there by Duncan Cherry. Eischen going back up strong, and that was good.
And a good turnover by Addison True comes up with it.
True drives, pulls up from 15 feet, and knocks it down.
It looks like they're starting to realize that this is a game they really want to win.
It looks like they're starting to realize that we're playing a basketball game, is what
Yeah.
it looks like. Timeout here by the Yellow Jackets with 1:12 to go. Morristown leads 33-16.
It has to be moved or it will be towed. That's a GMC white Yukon.
One thing I'll tell Morristown, they have an excellent PA system. Their PA guy is very clear.
Yeah. A lot of times you can't hear RPA over all the chitter chatter and everyone talking. And
Yeah, we gotta figure out who does their audio because it sounds really good. Or I wonder if we went with I wonder if it's our microphone or if it's our speakers. Yellow Jackets inbound. Collingwood came out there. And who replaced him?
looks like number 23.
Yeah, no, he was in 22 last year. Nobody gets on Strevel, and luckily he missed. Maggie, three from the wing. Got
There
it,
you go.
AJ.
Shots are starting to fall. I think the game might start to
Start
get
to
a little
turn
bit
here,
more
hopefully.
challenging.
Still 14-point Yellow Jacket lead. 30 seconds left here in the first half. Did you notice that we switched to a man here?
I did not. Let's see how this works. I think when they're holding the ball, his zone isn't very
No, it's not gonna be very smart. I don't know if he's doing this just because of the situation or.
Yeah.
Oh, Lane Cable takes it in and stripped away by Blattner, but Morristown will keep it possession.
A lot of things I see in the paint is a lot of like people going a lot more with boys, like the Euro step or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they take way too many steps. And sometimes the refs call it and sometimes they don't, but
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you don't see that with the girls. You see a lot more of those Euro steps, and it happens so quick you almost can't tell if it's a travel or not. But
the only girl I know that has a Euro step is Jocelyn Duncan, and she can do it just amazingly.
She is good at it. So, disappointing half, but we did kind of come back strong there. So 14-point deficit. We did knock down shots there at the end. If we can play like we did the last 2 minutes, then we can get ourselves back into this game.
And I can definitely envision the halftime talk they're having right now. I don't think it's very pretty.
So, again, we'll be back here at the start of the third quarter, hopefully with a prettier basketball game, like I said. I will return with my co-host, Allie Spalding, at that time. All right, we are back here, getting ready to start the second half. About a minute 20 to go. Allie's enjoying a pretzel here. I'm telling you, their concessions here are very good. I've been very impressed with their concessions overall. So, that's what I care about when I come to a basketball game. But about 1 minute to go here before the start of the second half. Morristown Yellow Jackets lead 33-19, and boy, that was a rough first half. Hopefully we can come back with a little more oomph in the second half. We hit a couple of threes right there at the end to close it out before halftime that brought it down to a 14-point deficit. But yeah, that was a rough half. So quick rundown for our guys. Eishen has 2 points. Peyton Gray has 2. Skylar Schroep has 2. Meggie has 3. And True has 10. On the Yellow Jacket side, Strevel has 12. Lane Cable has 10. Laster has 3. Carlton has 4. Kyle Krim has 3. And Logan Theobald has a point. So we're going to start here. Second half with the Eastern Hancock basketball. And let's see how we come out and fight this second half. Come down, go up strong. Eishen gets the layup.
Glad he put that up there because sometimes I just wish he would put it up.
You get so mad sometimes you're like, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it.
Yeah.
And he's such a strong kid,
Yeah.
There shouldn't be anybody that he can't go through. Carlton long 2. No good. Rebound Addison True. And then A.J. Meggie and Laster go at it, and they're going to call a foul on Logan Laster.
I saw that, and I looked, and it just looked like their legs got tangled up. I don't think it was anyone's fault.
No, that looked like
an accident.
That looked like it should have been a no call, but
it looks like AJ's rubbing his head. I don't know if he hit it or.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing too bad on either side there. Meggie long 2 hits it. I really want to see AJ get going here.
It looks like Morristown isn't really coming out any different than they came out the first half.
Laster drives, shot's no good, and True gets the rebound.
In that position, if I were Tyler, I wouldn't hop back like that. I feel like we had the lane in the middle.
Meggie drives and elevates, no good. Lane Cable with the rebound.
That's just lack of communication.
Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right. Got a mismatch in there with Theobald on Cherry. We exploit it, and Cherry goes up and in.
Cherry, he seems to go up very soft. Sometimes I feel like it's a good thing, and sometimes it's a deficit, but that time it seemed to be a good thing.
Theobald misses the shot. Castle with the rebound. Yeah, if they're going to keep guarding him like that, I say we keep exploiting that. Go into Duncan.
Yeah.
Duncan's got a good 5 inches on him. I don't know how strong Theobald is or anything like that, but size-wise, it's a win for us. Castle misses that 3.
I watched the warm-ups, and it just it didn't look a lot lazy. It just they weren't focused, I don't think. So I don't know if that has something to do with the way their shots are falling.
I'll tell you what, right now, I was on the court during warm-ups, and this gym is a little bit hard to shoot at. There's the lines on the wall. You can see right behind the goal, that black, gold, white, black, and then white on top. It's a little disorienting when you're looking at that, when you're shooting from straight ahead or at on the wing.
Yeah.
So I can see that playing a little bit of a home court advantage there. As Meggie fouls Laster, and Laster will go to the line to shoot 2. Laster misses the first. Kyle Krim's coming in for Lane Cable.
I don't think we've been at the free throw line that much this game.
We haven't. I have Addison True as hitting one. I think he was 1 of 2. Laster hits the second. Gives him 4 points.
And I feel like there's a mismatch on Jacob Eischen, too. I mean, number 32 is tall, but he's very skinny. And Jacob Eischen is tall, and he's got a lot of strength and bulk to him. And I feel like with Duncan and Eischen, we could use that.
Now, Carlton, 32, is a very athletic kid. So, you know, Eichen's going to be a little stronger. Carlton's a strong kid. Eischen may be a little stronger, but Carlton's going to be more athletic. So it's a, give and take there.
Yeah.
Cherry misses the first free throw. Lane Cable comes back in. We can't afford to miss free throws tonight. And we're 1 of 3 right now. Cherry's second one knocks it through.
It looks like they're out of the zone, so.
Streval hits the corner 3.
It still didn't seem man didn't shut down that 3 either. It just, maybe we're not closing out hard enough on that.
We didn't close out hard enough, but he's such a good basketball player that bad pass. Strevel's such a good player.
That was a travel.
Yeah, it was. Hard. Like that, it goes from 10 to a 15-point lead for Morristown. True up, no good. Good play by Eischen to get that rebound and put it back up.
He is working very hard in the offensive rebound. I don't know what just happened. But
True, the ball was bouncing and True knocked the ball back. Addison knocked it back out of bounds. And it went over into the corner and not over by the pad. So they called a delay of game warning there on Addison.
Okay. I didn't know that was a rule.
Yeah. They're going to call AJ for the body there. I don't agree with that at all, though.
Those calls, I mean, what else are you supposed to do if you can't use your hands?
Carlton hits that little layup over Eischen. Blattner thought about the 3, drives, kicks to Cherry across court. Great pass by Blattner. Eischen, good fight. Eischen gets it to True, up and in.
Eichen's working really hard.
Eichen's playing really well right now. That's just a good take by Laster.
You can just tell that he's just a good player. He's not going for the foul. He's just genuinely going for the shot, and which is something
that was unnecessary. That was a tired foul right there.
You're 90 feet from the basket. That's the dumbest foul, I think, out of them all.
That's I'm tired and I want to try to make a play, but I'm tired,
If you want the ball, you have to get the rebound, because after the rebounds, you're just going to get a foul called on you if you're going to try to go for it.
So Morristown still up by 15. We had a run there, got it down to 10, but then they've hit a couple of big shots here.
I know that they work out on closing out. I don't know if they have, because on some of the players, they're working, like on Tyler Blattner was guarding number 32. He looked like he wasn't worried about him shooting anywhere from the three-point line.
Yep, Eischen with another offensive board. Well, and here's Lane Cable and Strevel are so good at pump faking and then driving.
Yeah. And
they get in the lane so well that it's really hard. If Blattner drills that 3, it's really hard to close out hard on those guys because they're just going to blow past you.
Yeah. But you also can't trust that they're not going to shoot it.
Exactly.
That's why being a threat from the shot and from the drive is always important because being a double threat, no one really knows how to guard you.
Mm-hmm. Blattner with the steal on Krim, and then Krim fouls him. Strevel's going to come back in for the Yellow Jackets, and Peyton Gray's going to come in for the Royals. And Peyton Gray's going to get a round of applause from, or Jacob Eishen's going to get a round of applause from the coaches because he has been just absolutely working right now.
Yeah, definitely player of the game right now.
This may be one of the best games Eishen's played all year as far as that hustle goes on this end.
Yeah.
He had 3 or 4 offensive rebounds this quarter?
At least.
Gray for the long 2, knocks it in.
Looks like our shots are starting to fall, which is a good sign here.
Yeah, we need them to fall. They're going to get a charge. There we go. Good D by Skylar Schroep.
Definitely had his feet set. I would have been
mad if they didn't call it.
If they called a foul.
Now, if they called the reach-in foul, I could have understood that on. Was that Peyton or Blattner that reached in? But
I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I just saw 3. Got down to 12, minute 45 to go.
A lot of times in this offense that they run, Skylar will bring it to the side. It looks like they try to, I don't know what they're trying to do.
Well, Peyton's trying to post up down in there as AJ knifes in there but can't get the shot to fall. Lane Cable puts it up and in.
Again, that's just him being a great player.
Yeah, it is. Nagy on our side.
I can see why Lane Cable is going to play college basketball. He definitely looks like, oh. As I say that, he turns it over.
But he's got about 16 points, and it's a pretty quiet 6. I mean, it hasn't been like the Lane Cable show or anything here.
Yeah. Which, those are the best kind because it's not a big deal for him to score that many. It's normal. I just remember for the Nightstown game for the girls, I averaged 2.3 points a game, and I ended up scoring 19. It was just like, that's not normal.
So let's see what we can do. 49 seconds left here in the third quarter. We're down 12. It's going to be Morristown ball. They just got that timeout called there. Let's see what we can do. The one thing for Morristown is they've had 6 guys score, but 2 of them have only hit 1 shot. So they've only had 4 players really score for them.
I feel like the guys that aren't scoring as much, they're still role playing. They are important because they move the ball so fast and so nice that, I mean, you have to be able to you have to have 5 players on the court, so they're doing a good job of being those extra players.
They're going to hold it here for the last shot of the quarter. Streetal for 3. Misses it. Peyton Gray gets the rebound. Madison True's half quarter is no good. So we're going to go into the fourth quarter. We made up 1 point there, or 2 points there. We were down 14 at the half. We were down 12 there. Let's see what we can do in the fourth quarter.
I want to know the quarters. Have they outscored us every quarter, or?
Well, that quarter we outscored them by 2.
Okay.
And I think they outscored us by about 8 in the first and 6 in the second, maybe.
What in the world?
They're doing a contest where they're throwing bees into that container. I've only seen one go in. Coach Schultz has a B. Apparently he got hit by one.
He does not know what to do with it.
He throws it to somebody in the stands. Morristown ball here as the Morristown students continue throwing Bs on the floor.
That coach does not look happy.
No.
Please do not throw any more bees onto the floor. Do not throw any more bees on the floor.
I feel like there's going to be another bee come flying out on the floor. I just have this
Probably.
feeling. Lane Cable on Schroep is just a mismatch there.
Yeah. I mean, they're around the. I mean, he's a few inches taller, but I think he didn't keep his feet set, which that's obviously a foul. But how are you supposed to? They're ramming into you.
I know.
I guess you're just supposed to fall, but they're not going to call a charge most of the time.
These Morristown players do a very nice job of drawing contact.
Yeah. But I like how they're not worried about fouls. They're more worried about.
They're trying to draw contact, but they're still trying to hit the shot.
Yeah. A lot of times you see like just out of control, which sometimes works, but most of the time you'd want to rather.
Schroep with a nice up and under. Or again, as their PA guy says, Schroep. No, but back to what you were saying, like right there, he was trying to draw contact, but he still tried making the shot. That's a smart play. Too many guys just go up and flail and try to get the foul.
Yeah.
Rather than going through it.
And Skylar definitely looks upset because I don't think he tried. No, they didn't call a foul, but what else are you supposed to do other than try to guard them? And it's just Lane Cable's just doing a better job of getting to the rim.
Again, there's a reason he's going to be playing college basketball. And there's Schroep gets a foul trying to deflect that ball. And Maggie's going to get Schroep, and Eishen's going to get Gray, and Theobald's going to get Krim for the Jackets.
I think a lot of basketball in like the third and fourth quarter is like overcompensating for mistakes you've made. Because something bad will happen and you'll foul or you'll have a turnover and you try to overcompensate and do something good, and it just most of the time it just ends up even worse.
Addison True just picked up his second foul there. Good fight by Eishen, and Cherry comes away with the rebound on the tip.
And one.
Yep, there we go. And one by Addison True as he got fouled. So Addison will shoot one here. Hits it.
Who did they lose to? Who was their loss?
Hauser, who's really good as well.
We haven't played them, right?
No, we don't play them this year. They
Okay.
dropped us off the schedule. And Hauser actually is like 8-6, but they have every loss that they have has been to a 4A school.
Oh, are they 4A?
They're 1A.
Whoa.
Yeah. They've played like 5 or 6, 3 and 4A schools.
Huh.
Eishen, strong rebound again. Maggie up and under.
Duncan's on the floor. Don't know how that happened.
And true fouls Lane Cable. And Addison's got to watch it. He's upset with the official, but he's just has to watch his body language here.
Yeah. I saw him back talking to the ref. I don't know what he was saying, but I don't think talking to the refs is ever a good idea if you're upset.
No. So that's 3 on Addison, and Lane Cable shoots 1 and 1. He hits the first. And the second. Tyler Castle's going to come in for us and get Blattner. Alley-oop to Maggie.
See, they run that play, and they still didn't even guard it. So it's just I think that's one of the best plays that boys high school can run because they can get up so high.
Oh, yeah. Eishen deflects that out of bounds.
And when you're already in the air, you can't really change anything that's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. Lane Cable tries to go up and under, but Eishen did a good job of keeping his arms straight up and not coming down on him. They're going to call moving screen on Jake Eishen. I don't agree with that at all.
I think he was just trying to get the ball to Addison.
He was. He wasn't trying to set a screen. He was trying to hand it off to Addison.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to disagree with that. Back cut's no good. Castle gets the rebound. Maggie pulls up. Maggie drains it. And we're down to a 5-point basketball game right here. With 4:24 to go in the game.
AJ definitely has an attitude of wanting to win and not wanting to take a loss at all.
Yes, he does. Laster hits that shot. AJ tends to step up big in big situations. And they're going to get Addison True for his 4th foul. And the ref's telling Addison to calm down there. Go ahead, sorry.
I think the ref might be trying to explain to Addison what he saw, I guess. I don't know, but...
Because to me, that was just 2 guys fighting for a basketball.
Yeah.
But
I definitely think that it was just kind of tangled up.
Laster hits the first. Pushes the lead back up to 8 here. Second free throw is also good. Went from 5 points to 9 points like that.
Yeah.
Maggie up and in and one. AJ Maggie with a great take and gets Carlton for his 3rd foul. And now we're going to be in the bonus for every time they foul us from here on out. AJ getting ready to shoot his free throw. Misses. There we go. Ball's out on Land Cable.
I mean, we still have 3 minutes and 50 seconds left, and we're only down by 7. I feel like if we continue to play that way we are, and just kind of stop them from playing the way they were playing earlier. I feel like they've let down a little bit.
I think you're right. And True gets tripped there by Laster, and Addison's going to shoot 1-1 here. We've got to hit our free. We've missed 7 free throws. I mean,
that's the game.
That's the game right now.
As good of a shooter as Addison is, it's a free. No one is guarding you. But those seem to be the shots that are sometimes the most difficult to connect.
Mm-hmm. Hit these, Addison. Come on. First free throw's up. No good. Trim drives. Looks like Morristown's going into a little bit of one of those layups or free throws modes. They called that really late. They called that after that ball bounced out.
After he fell down.
But that ball was in and popped out, and once the ball popped out, they called that foul.
It shouldn't even be a shooting foul, because if it was a foul at all, it'd be after he shot it, one of them would have pushed him. That's all I saw. But, I mean, it's just them jumping up in the air.
Oh. And, of course, he hits the free throw. And he hits the second. And right now, free throws are absolutely the difference in this game.
Yeah. It could be a 2-point game.
They've hit 11 free throws. We've hit 3. Now, they've taken more than we have, but still. Castle with the Euro step, but misses the shot, and it's out. That was out on them.
That was definitely.
And that ref just got in Coach Paxton's face, but that ball was out on Morristown, and that's rough.
I think when you're guarding lane cable, you're either going to get called for a block or you're going to get called for a foul, and he's going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just that good of a player. It's funny, I'm wearing the college he's going to sweatshirt, so.
I mean, that's just that's just frustrating right there. Jackets are dribbling outside.
I don't understand. This ref, I'm not loving him.
That is 3 calls in a row by this ref, isn't it?
Yeah.
That
have been.
Laster took that in out of control, and they called a foul on Tyler Castle. Golly.
He's being like nitpicky, like not letting it, like the JV game, how you were saying that they let the boys play. They are definitely not just letting them play right now.
But, and here's the issue I have with it. They let them play in the first half.
Yeah.
It's just here in the fourth quarter that all of a sudden we've become nitpicky. And I don't like that. I don't like when they change the way they call a game throughout the game.
Yeah.
Call it one way and stick with it. Laster hits the free throw.
I wonder how many games would be different if the refs would just, I mean, sometimes the calls are right and we're just not happy about them, but make, like, legit calls that weren't just dumb, basically.
Well, if they played like that, like they called it in the JV game, where they just let them play, you know. Laster hits that one after we turn it over. Knocked up out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets.
You cannot pass a chest pass in the lane with 3 people in there. It's not going to go to who you want.
It's got to be a lob or a bounce, one of the two.
Oh, that's
Castle deep 3, hits it. We're still down 13, but we had this game down to within, what was it, 4 or 5 points?
Yeah, 5 points.
And then just a couple of calls don't go our way, and we just crumble there. Minute 34 to go, we're down 13. I'm still smiling. That ref got in Coach Paxton's face over there.
I didn't see it. How close was he?
I mean, he was, about a foot and a half from his face. Paxton jumped up and threw his hands up when they called that out of bounds to Morristown, and that ref ran right over to him and yelled at him.
It's almost like the ref knew he was wrong and he just wanted to do I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this ref.
I'm curious in football if an assistant coach gets a flag thrown on him, that coach goes on the head coach, or that flag goes on the head coach. Oh. So I wonder if Coach Paxton got a tech, if that would go on Coach Spalding.
Maybe.
I always wanted to try that in football and get thrown out of a game and see if they would throw out Coach O as well.
Yeah.
Not really, but, it's one of those. It was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Coach O would have liked that.
We have a foul on Skylar.
Not a bad foul because it stops the clock and makes them shoot free throws.
One of my favorite things that we do periodically through the game, we almost rush the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't done that yet. I don't know if it's just the way the game's going, but that's my favorite thing that they do. I feel like it just kind of almost scares the point guard. It's
you're
funny.
Right. I love watching them do that. Now we got a foul on Laster.
Is anyone in foul trouble?
Addison shouldn't be shooting 2. He should be shooting 1-on-1. Addison has 4.
Okay.
Schroep has 3. Maggie has 3. That's all I've got for foul trouble for us. True misses the free throw.
You can definitely tell he's not happy with himself. Are you kidding me?
Ryan Cable puts it up and in. Like parted the seas there and let him shoot that. True hits a 3.
At this point, I can't even tell if I just feel like Morristown's playing harder. I mean, I feel like at times we're playing hard, but it's like in splurts. It's not.
I know.
I haven't seen a 10-second call in boys basketball in a while.
I haven't either. Addison True with the steal and the bucket.
I'm not sure what just happened there.
I'm not either. True gets called for the charge.
Oh, that's his fifth.
And that's his fifth. And then he gets teed up.
I think he might have yelled something not too nice to the ref. That's 6 fouls?
I'm not sure how that works when he gets fouled and then teed up after he's been disqualified.
I understand getting angry. That's a normal thing, but the refs are here to do their job, and they're just, I mean, sometimes they make mistakes, but there's nothing they can do about the call they just made.
Well, we talked about Addison getting upset earlier, you know.
Yeah.
And that may have been, and Addison may have said absolutely nothing, you know. That may have just been he may have said something very small, but his attitude earlier and his body language, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I know he's angry. I know he's upset. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and hope he didn't say anything inappropriate. Now, so Chance Collingwood misses the shots. Now, they should be shooting 2 more, right? Because he had a foul. Oh, it was an offensive foul. Sorry, so that wouldn't have been a shooting foul for them.
It almost looked like Addison, AJ and Skylar's feet just slid at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm. Timeout there by Morristown. 21 seconds, 13-point game here. We're still playing hard defense here, but Morristown just trying to finish it off. It looks like they're going to do just that. So our final score here for Morristown High School, Morristown 72, Eastern Hancock 59. We had a good comeback going. I mean, we got it within 4 or 5 points there with 2 or 3 minutes left to go, and we just kind of fell apart at the end. Ran out of steam on our comeback.
Yeah. I think Morristown definitely proved that that record is very true to how they play.
So we're going to be 14-5 on the season. Morristown's going to move to 20-1, and they have Shelbyville next week, which is a huge game. They haven't played Shelbyville in over 20 years, so that'd be a big game for them.
And who do we play next week?
We play Union Modoc next Friday at Union.
Wait, no, we play Blue River Valley.
We play Blue River next week?
Yeah.
Is that a midweek game?
It's the 13th.
I think that's a midweek. I think that's a Tuesday night game.
Yep. Tuesday at Blue River.
And then we're Friday at Modoc. So quick scoring here for the Yellow Jackets first. Logan Theobald had 2. Daniel Brenneman 2. Kyle Krim 3. Trayvon Carlton 8. Eli Strevel 15. Logan Laster 18. And Hayden Langcable 24. And for us, Tyler Castle 3. Duncan Cherry 3. Tyler Blattner 3. Skylar Schroep 4. Peyton Gray 4. Jake Eischen 6. AJ Meggie 16. Addison True 20. So thanks again for joining us here tonight. Unfortunately, we come up with a loss, but we'll come back and really, I think if we can beat Blue River, and then Union Modoc next week, we'll lock up a share of the conference championship. So hopefully we can be back Tuesday and locking that up.
Yep.
So thanks for stepping in.